What is up, guys? Kayn here, and in this one, we're gonna start talking about events, and potentially in the future, I may even make a list of, say, an event meta and keep like updating it or so. I'm not entirely sure. Because the way they are releasing events and stuff like that, some events are actually quite worse to even play or spend your Lunari on. And as you can see, I still have like 41,000 Lunari. And this is the first event where they have released Anima, but I am not going to play it as it is kind of extremely non efficient to play it. So we're gonna talk about it. So, as you can see, I have already spent a little bit of Linari to try this particular event. And I think I gotten pretty lucky. So, let's go on to the percentages. So, we're able to get Anima 40x as a 15% chance. Where is that? Anima 22 as 12% chance, and Anima 300 as 2%. So this middle one I've actually received in my 10x pool. I received 40% twice, or rather 40 twice, and 22 once or twice as well, which makes up over, I think, 420 plus anima boxes or so, as well as I'm gonna receive another like 50 from here. So essentially 2000 Inari and about 450, 70 or so anima boxes, along with other rewards in the list that I have collected. Now, why is it not worth it? The thing is, the way they are releasing events, features, and stuff like that, like even this one, isn't actually that good to play, and it's like extremely inefficient to even recharge during this particular event when some other events are actually updated for purchases and stuff like that. So the only reason why would somebody really want to spend money during, say, like this period or so is either like they're on a new server or they actually want a new pet in like the very old ones that had been released. But from what we are kind of seeing, that they're releasing more and more somewhat OP pets as they go. So going for an old pet likely is not really that crucial or efficient. However, the Roaster Drake is pretty good for PvP. The Glintling, I do believe, is pretty good for PvE still. So the choices are there, but I kind of think that the future pets are going to be a lot more broken than they are now. And it does take quite a while or quite a lot of resources to even get a pet to 5-star. So for example, I have this pet 1-star, and what, one moment, upgrade, I have only 2 of these divine ones in probably a year of playing. I haven't purchased them from Bazaar or whatever, but they're quite hard to actually acquire if you don't play the pet event. So, back to the Forest Claim. Why shouldn't you play it? So, they have released boxes with the anima stuff at the same time as they added this. So, let's check this particular box. So in this box, you get 9 of these anima boxes per single box. I have like 30 of them. I can get about 270. And usually 27 is just like even less than one event. Less than one event. So per month, I think you're going to be getting a ton of these if you would be going for them. And essentially just spending Linari on that particular event is extremely not efficient. Like, so extremely that you would essentially be wasting Linari just going for it. However, there of course are different nuances. And those nuances are whether or not you would be playing, say, the prisms, nuances whether or not you would be spending, say, this Linari for anima, while going for the 3, say, true prisms that you would be able to acquire through here and as well as through here. Then, of course, I can say, sure, it is kind of worth it. You're on a new server, you still require those true prisms, then it is actually worth it since you're going for those particular achievements, as I would like to call. Now, again, what do I call achievements? For me, achievements are skins that you can acquire, which grant bonuses to your hero's survivability, your hero's damage, all that kind of stuff that you can have. Like any skin grants like 10% HP, 10% attack, usually ends up being pretty useful as you play further and further into the game. What I mean about achievements, I also mean about prisms, like true prisms, true emerald, ruby, amethyst, all that kind of stuff. As well as that achievement can also be in the version of, say, a new pet at a higher star, or a few other things like even a greater ability, which probably they will still add those abilities in the future. I mean, sure, all of these cost Linari. If you spend Linari, you can get a ton of resources. But as the game goes, as you can see from the features, all of those features are going to become pretty much, well, not free to play, but rather very easy to acquire. So if you're not going to be spending thousands of bucks to get these materials early on, you probably should actually wait like a month, a few weeks or so before you're gonna be able to acquire a ton of them. And aside from that, just go for achievements that you cannot really acquire easily. Again, stuff like true prisms if you require, stuff like dragon abilities, the greater ones, stuff like, let's say, a future pet if it's actually useful to you, stuff like even doing maybe 60 to 120 pulls in, let's say, lucky wheel if you like the skin and, just base your chances on trying to get it. There are, of course, nuances on quite a lot of events where sometimes they overlap and you can get a ton of stuff. But this one in particular, unless you require true prisms, regardless of the way that you would be looking into it, I don't really think that it's actually that useful or that efficient to put your Linari into. And that is what I mean by sort of an event meta, because they have updated the game with the new boxes and updated it like the Anima boxes in the Forest Claim. And at the same time, those new utility boxes literally destroyed majority of the usefulness of this particular window. And that is likely what's gonna happen with the future materials and stuff like that as well. So for quite a lot of the player base, that is what I would kind of advise. Try not to get too much baited into a lot of these things and still work towards making your account proper and looking towards the future. Of course, servers are also very different. You can't really win events a lot of the time. The Linari is, say, smaller than, for example, me, who can win events. And then it leaves the point that your Linari has to be managed even more so than, say, somebody else like me who can even just throw a 10x randomly just to try an event. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this event. Do let me know in the comments down below what you also think, whether or not you play it, and whether or not you think the information I have said is good or bad. Personally, again, I don't really find that much usefulness unless you actually are going for those true prisms, which quite a lot of people don't really require. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and if you would wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that, and in return I would be able to help you out more individually in terms of PvP, formations, events, and stuff like that. As well as I would like to thank all of my patrons for the support. I really appreciate it for your subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.